All right, so in this session, we want to talk about lordship.
在这堂课里面，我们讲到主掌权，
And we want to talk about giving God permission to bring healing into our life.
我们要谈论到是允许神将医治带进我们的生命里。
And of course, when I say give God permission, the automatic question is, why do I need to give God permission?
所以，当我们讲到说给允许神的时候，为什么我们允许神呢？
Can't God just do whatever He wants?
难道神不就可以自然的去做他想做的事吗？
Can't He just force me to be healed?
难道他不可以就是强迫我得医治吗？
If we really want to understand God's heart,
如果我们真的想要了解到神的心，
God's heart is to draw us into a place of partnership with Him.
神的心是要吸引我们就近他与他是同工的，
He wants us to come into a place of agreement with Him.
他想要我们来同意他。
I mean, that's what it was in the Garden of Eden.
那就是在伊甸园里面就是这样。
You know, that Adam and Eve experienced tremendous freedom.
亚当跟夏娃经历到极大的自由，
And the freedom that they experienced was because of the choice that they were making in choosing relationship with God.
他们所讲经历到的自由，是因为他们所做的选择，他们去经历神，
There's no fear.
在那里没有惧
There's
怕，
complete intimacy.
完全的亲密关系，
And they could just walk with God in the garden.
他们就可以在伊甸园中与神同
Like,
行。
how awesome would that be?
你会不会觉得是很棒的一个
Just
经
be able to
历？
walk with God and just talk about the day.
就是能够跟神来同行，就跟他分享那一天。
Actually have Him right next to you and just be able to have that conversation.
事实上，就让他是在你旁边，然后你可以跟他有个对话。
You see, there's something powerful when we choose relationship.
你知道吗？当我们选择关系的时候，是有个很大的能力的。
You know, it's much more powerful than being controlled or forced to do something.
它是比那去掌控、去强迫你是更有力的。
Like when I married my wife Jessica, it wasn't because I had to.
你知道，当我跟我太太 Jessica 结婚，并不是因为我必须，
I wasn't coerced or, you know, had to sign like a contract or something to marry her.
我并没有说要去签约，然后才去跟她结婚的。
I married her because I wanted to,
因为我跟她结婚是因为我想要，
because I chose her.
因为我选择
Of
她，
all the girls I could have married,
就是我可以跟许多的女生结婚，
I chose her.
但是我选择了我老婆。
And that choice, that action
你知道吗？那个选择，那个行
is
动
a very powerful act
是非常有能力的行动，
because it's of my will.
那是出于我的意愿，
It's of the freedom of my choice.
是我的自由意志我所选
And
择
so when we
的。
choose to love or when we choose to respond out of our own free choice,
是基于我们自由意志，我们选择去爱，选择去回应的时候，
something powerful happens.
会有一些很有能力的事情发
It's
生，
awesome.
那是非常
I
棒
look
的
at。my kids,
我看着我的孩子，
you know, I look at my 3.5-year-old Judah.
我看着我3岁半的 Judah，
You know, he's got lots of energy.
他很多的体力，
He's super cute.
他很可爱。
And whenever he walks into a room, he draws attention to himself.
无论他去到哪里，所有的注意力都转向他。
Part of it is his personality
一部分是他的特
because
质，
he's so loud.
他觉得很大声。
The other part of it is just because he's a very personable, kind of cute kind of kid.
那另外一部分就是他很可爱的一个孩子。
And so I see lots of people trying to like, Judah, come here, you know, play with me or talk to me or show me something.
所以我常常看到人家说：“哎，Judah来过来找我，让我跟我讲话。”
And sometimes people will force hug him.
有些人会强迫去拥抱
They'll
他，
like grab him over and they'll grab him and they'll hold him and they won't let go.
他把他抱过来，然后抓着他不会放手。
And he's squirming and he's trying to get out and then he finally breaks free and then he runs off.
然后他会试着去挣脱，然后终于可以逃跑了。
But there's something special that happens when actually Judah makes the choice to approach somebody.
但是当会有一些事情，特别事情发生，当Judah 他决定他去接近某些人的时
You
候
know,，I see people's faces like light up and their eyes light up when they say, Judah, come here, and he comes over.
所以我看到人们说 Judah 过来的时候，Judah 来的时候，我就看到人们的脸微笑了。
when he chooses them.
当他选择了他们，
You know, just yesterday I walked into the house.
就是昨天我回到家里，
And before he used to always say, Daddy, you're back.
然后他以前常会说：“爸爸，你回来了。”
You know, like he's like, oh, you're finally here.
他就好像说：“哎，你终于回来了。
And yesterday,
但是昨天
for the first time, ”
第一次，
when I walked in,
当我走回
he
家，
said, Daddy, you're back.
他说：“爸爸，你回家了。
And then he came up and he looked down. ”
然后他就来到我面前，
And
看
he
着，
looked up at me.
然后看着我，
And he said, I missed you.
他说：“我好想你哦。”
Never heard him say that before.
之前从来没有听他这样讲
I was
过，
kind of surprised.
我也很惊讶。
Like, you missed me?
他想念我
I was
哎，
like, yeah, I missed you.
他说真的我很想
And
你啊。
that was a really special thing.
那真的是一个很特别的一件事，
Because in his heart there was a place for me.
因为在他的心里面有我站的
And he
一
was
方，
choosing me.
他选择了我，
And he was choosing his attention, his will, his affections towards me.
他是选择他的注意力，他对我的感情朝
And so
向我
when we want to understand healing and we want to understand God's intentions towards us,
所以当我们要了解医治的时候，我们要了解到神对我们的用意是什
you know,
么。
God desires for us to come to him.
神渴望我们来就近他，
But really everything begins because he first loved us.
但是一切真的是由他先爱我们
I
开
mean,
始
that's
的。
1 John chapter 4 verse 19,
那
right?
是约翰一书1章14节讲到的。
You know, we love because he first loved us.
他说我们爱，因为是神先爱我
And
们，
that is the foundation of the heart of God and the relationship that we can have with him.
那就是我们与神的可以拥有的那关
That
系的根基。
everything begins with not just knowing his love,
一切的开始不是只是单单知道这个爱而已，
but more importantly, it's in trusting his love.
但是更重要是在爱里面来信任他。
And so when we think about this,
所以当我们如此去思考
what
的
are
时
some of the
候，
barriers that prevent us from fully being able to receive God's love?
到底是有哪些拦阻了我们可以全然的领受神的
One of
爱
the
呢
things？that we like to use as an illustration here at Singing Waters
一个其中我们在颂泉常会使用的一件
is that
事，
God's love is like Niagara Falls.
神的爱就像尼加瀑布一样。
And if you've ever had a chance to see it, it's an amazing sight. It's one of the wonders of the world.
就是说，如果你有机会看到这真世界十大奇景之一，
And it's just a powerful sight of just this limitless water just continually coming over this edge.
就是非常有能力的景观，是毫无止境的水不断的涌下
And
来，
it's like relentless. It just keeps going, it keeps going, it keeps going.
就是不断的涌下。
And you stand there and you think to yourself, like, where's this water coming from?
你可能站立在那里就想说，这些水到底是从哪里来
You
的？
know, and how, does it ever stop?
到底会不会有一天会停止呢？
And it's the perfect image of understanding God's intentions and his heart towards you and I.
这是完美的图画来告诉我们神对你我的心意跟
That
用
his
意。
love for you is passionate.
他对你的爱是非常有热
His
情
love
的，
for you is unconditional.
他对你的爱是没有条件
His
的，
love for you is relentless.
他对你的爱是没有止息
And
的，
it's for you.
是要给你的，
And he's not against you.
他不是要抵挡你的。
And his desire is to show us that continually.
他的渴望是持续不断的向我们来显
At
明
the。same time, if you were to go to Niagara Falls,
同时，如果你也到尼加拉瀑布，
you would notice that there's like these big rocks and these big boulders that are kind of in the waterway before it comes over the edge.
然后你在尼加拉瀑布时候看到，在它水要往下的时候，你会看到那些很大的石
And
头
these。rocks and these boulders actually prevent the fullness of the water from coming forth.
事实上，这些大石是拦阻了那个全然的水能够涌下的一
Or
个
it
拦阻，
hinders it or limits the fullness of the water.
而是去使那个水的流量是有限
And
的。
so in the same way, there are areas in our hearts that may prevent the fullness of what God has for us from being able to be fully received.
所以，同样的，在我们心里面也有那些拦阻去拦阻我们去领受神的全
So
然
when
的
we talk
爱。
about some of the areas,
所以，当我们谈到一些领域的时
one
候
of，the big areas is fear.
一个很大的地方就是一个惧怕，
Things that have to do with like mistrust,
是跟不信任有关，
things that have to do with shame,
跟羞耻有关，
about our past,
关乎于我们的过去，
or shame about how we feel about ourselves.
或是关乎对我们对自己的感受的
You know,
羞
it's
耻。
one thing to just say that feelings of insecurity,
一方面是讲说不安全感，
but the question is why?
那问题是为什么？
Where does that insecurity come
那不安全感是从哪里来的？
from? And often fear will hold us back.
常常惧怕会拦阻了我们。
When I was growing up in church,
当我在教会长大的时候，
all the messages I heard were about how faith overcomes fear.
然后常常讲到信息说怎么样信心去胜过那个惧怕
And。if you wanted to overcome fear, just believe more,
如果你想要胜过那惧怕，就更多的相信，
trust more.
更多的信靠，
Just look to Him, fix your eyes on Jesus.
你就是定睛仰望
But
耶
what are we
稣。
really fixing our eyes on?
但是我们这边定睛仰望的是什么？
Because in Scripture, it doesn't say that faith is the one that casts out all fear.
因为在经文里面并没有告诉我们说信心会赶走一切的惧
But
怕，
in 1 John 4:18, it says that perfect love is what casts out all fear.
是约翰一书4章18节讲到是说那完美的爱赶走一切的惧怕，
And so the foundation is His love.
那个根基就是神的爱，
It's to know that love.
就是在认识这个爱。
Because fear is about the lack of security.
那惧怕是因为我们缺乏安全感，
Love is about security.
那爱是关乎于安全感。
And so why do my sons or my kids run to me when they're hurt?
那就是为什么当我的儿子他们受伤之后，他们会跑向我呢？
It's because when they come to daddy, they know that there's a sense of security.
因为当他们来到爸爸面前的时候，他们知道在那里有安全
There's
感
a，sense of safety.
在那里有安全，
Or when they see their mother.
或是他们看见妈妈，
You know, like Judah, you know, when he gets hurt, you know, he'll cry a little bit and I'll hug him and then he'll stop crying.
那当居打受伤之后，他哭一下，然后拥抱他就不
But
哭
when
了。
mom comes into the room,
当妈妈进到房间里的时
the
候，
waterworks start coming out.
那个眼泪又开始流
It
下来
gets
了，
louder.
然后更大声
And I'm like,
了。
I thought you were okay.
我以为你不就没问
But
题了
he
吗？
wants to let mom really know how he feels.
他就想要让妈妈知道他真正
Like,
的
I
感觉
hurt
是
my
什么。
finger.
我的手指头
It
受
hurts
伤
so
了，
bad.
是如此的痛。
And what is he looking for?
他在寻找的
He's
是
looking
什
for
么
that？ sense of security,
他在找的是那个安全
that
感，
nurture.
那个喂养。
A mom giving him the hug,
妈妈给他拥抱，
telling him it's okay.
跟他说哦没问
And
题。
the minute he sits in mom's arms,
当他坐被妈妈宝贝
it's
里
like
的时
2
候，
seconds and then he's done crying.
2秒钟他就不哭了，
And then he acts as if nothing happened.
然后他那个行为
And
像
then
没
he
有事
goes,
情
and
发
then he goes
生，
off and plays.
他就去玩了。
And so that love and that security is what enables us to have that freedom.
就是那个爱跟安全感，使我们能够有那自由。
And that freedom allows us to receive even more.
就是那自由会允许我们能够更多的领受。
The second area that's really big in our lives that prevents us from being able to receive healing or even understanding His love.
在我们生命中，第二个拦阻我们，让我们没有办法了解神的爱的一个拦阻是：
The first was fear.
第一个是惧怕，
Second is pride.
第二个是骄傲。
Where it's all about me.
这一切都关乎于我，
Self-righteousness,
自我的公义，
self-reliance,
依靠自我，
independence, like
独
this,
立，
separation from God,
就是从神的分
or
离，
even selfishness.
或甚至自私。
That everything has to be on my terms.
所以一切都是按着我的规则来。
If we were to go to a doctor's office, right?
如果我们要去看医生，
We're going to see the doctor because there's some form of pain or hurt, and we need the expertise of what the doctor is saying.
我们看医生是因为我们需要医生的专业。
So when I go see a doctor,
所以当我去看医生的
I'm
时
not
候
going，to tell the doctor what to do.
我不会去跟医生说你该怎么做，
I'm not going to tell the doctor how I need to be healed.
我不会去告诉医生说你要怎么来医
Because if
我。
I could heal myself, I wouldn't need a doctor anyway.
如果我可以医治我自己的话，就不需要医生
Why waste my
了
time, right？
为什么要浪费我的时间，对吧？
So when I go see a doctor, what do I need to do?
所以当我去看医生的时候，
I
我
need
需要
to
做什么？
submit myself to what the doctor is saying.
我必须要顺服医生怎么告诉
I
我
need to
的，
listen to his expertise,
我必须聆听他的专业，
to his understanding,
聆听他的了解。
and I need to be able to receive that if I want to walk in the healing that I desire.
如果我想要行在我渴望的医治，所以我必须要聆听、顺服医生
And
所
so
说
in
的
the。same way, healing of our hearts comes on God's terms.
所以同样的，如果我们的心得医治是要按着神的原则
I mean,
来，
who alone knows the heart of a man or the thoughts of a man but God himself?
只有神知道人心，
He knows you.
他知道你，
He understands you.
他了解你，
And his invitation to you and I is to trust him,
他对你我的邀请就是来信靠他，
to lay down our self
就是放下我们自己，
and to humble ourselves
谦卑我们自己，
and to submit ourselves to the leading that he has for us into the places of healing.
顺服于神的带领，能够让我们能够进到医治。
And so when we talk about receiving this healing and receiving God's love,
所以当我们讲到来领受神的医治、神的爱的时
what you
候，
have to understand is it's much more than just like a gift.
你必须了解，这是更胜于一个礼物而已的。
If I was to just say, okay, here's God's love, here, you can have it.
然后就如果说，哎，这是神的爱，你可以拥
Or we
有。
often pray for people and we say, okay, receive the Father's love or this kind of thing.
我们常常是为人家祷告，说来领受天父的爱。
Really, God's love is much more than just something that you kind of impart or give to somebody.
那神的爱是更胜于你所分赐，或是你去给予别人的。
God's love is about His presence.
神的爱是关乎于他的同在，
It's about being with Him.
是一切是关乎于与他在一
And that's
起。
why this time is so special.
那就是为什么这个时间是如此的特
Because
别
you're，setting aside
因为你把时间分别为
to
圣出来
seek，Him,
来寻求
to
他，
seek His heart,
来寻求他的
to
心意，
encounter Him.
来经历神。
And all of it is happening in the place of His presence.
这一切的发生都是在他同在里面发生的
And。when we're in His presence,
当我们在神的同在里的时候，
that's when we begin to encounter Him even more.
那就是我们可以更多的经历到神，
Because His love is His presence.
因为他的爱就是他的同在。
You know, it's the way my children kind of understand love in my relationship with them.
就是我的孩子就了解到我对他们的爱跟关系里。
You know, if I sit on the couch and they're watching TV,
如果坐在沙发上看电视，
without fail, my son Isaiah, who's 14 now,
我的儿子艾瑞他真14岁了，
he'll take his legs and he'll just put them on top of me.
他就把他脚放在我腿上，
Or if he's flipped the other way, he'll just like put his head on me.
或是他转个方向就把他头靠在我身上。
Or the other day, you know, he put his head in my lap.
另外，前几天他把他头躺在我腿上。
In my mind, I'm thinking like, you're 14, you're super tall now, you're cramping my space here.
然后在我脑海里面，你14岁，你已经很高了，你现在在挤压我的空间。
You know, and then when Judah sees his big brother doing this, then he jumps on high.
当基达看他哥哥这么做的时候，他也叠上来了。
Now I got like 2 guys leaning on me, and I'm just kind of like stuck like this in between them.
所以我现在2个孩子都在那边挤在我身上，我就变挤在缩在那里。
I mean, what are they trying to draw out?
他们在吸引的是什么？
They're drawing out affection.
他们在吸引的是那感
They're
情，
drawing out this love.
吸引的是那个
Not
爱，
because we're doing anything,
不是因为我们在做什么，
but because we're just in each other's presence.
而是因为我们在彼此的同在里面，
And there's this sense of like, oh, Daddy's here.
就有一个感觉说爸爸在
So
这
I
里，
want to get as close as I can as possible.
我要尽可能的来靠近他、亲近他，
Because that's where the love is.
因为在那里有爱，
And so they get as close as they can.
他们就尽可能来靠近
Sometimes
我
his。feet is like right here.
有时候他的脚都在我脸上的。
And so understand this, is that his love is in his presence.
你要了解到神的爱就是在他的同在里，
And so as his presence is here,
所以当他的同在在这里的时
how do
候，
we begin to receive the things that he has for us in the areas of healing?
我们要怎么样来开始在他同在里面来领受他的医治？
And this is where in James chapter 4,
这是在雅各书4章，
starting from verse 7 and the beginning of verse 8.
从第7节开始，
This is where in his presence we learn to submit to him,
就是在他的同在里面，我们学习来顺服，
to surrender our will into his love.
就是将我们的旨意顺服在他的爱里面。
James 4:7 says this, submit yourselves then to God, resist the devil and he will flee from you.
雅各书4章7节里面讲到，故此你们要顺服神，勿要抵挡魔鬼，魔鬼就必离开你们逃跑了。
And then the beginning of verse 8 says, come near to God and he will come near to you.
在第8节前面，他讲到说，你们亲近神，神就必亲近你们。
When James talks about that word submit,
当雅各讲到那顺服这个字的时
it's
候，
split into 2 words
把它分开成2个
in
字，
the original language.
在原文里面是分
And
开
so
2
the
个字。
first part of that word,
它在第一部分那个字的第一
it
部分
means to
是，
come under an authority.
他就讲到说进到一个权柄之下。
So if there's an authority or there's something that I need to submit myself to, I need to come under the leading of that authority.
所以在那权柄里面说，我们必须要顺服，我们就是要进到那个权柄之下。
The second part to that word submit
但顺服的第2个部分
means
是，
to align myself.
就是我们要来同意的意
So
思
it's。not just submitting, not just coming under, but I actually have to agree. I have to align myself with what I'm submitting under.
我们不是单单进入到那权柄之下，而我们必须也要去同意。
So James is talking about total submission.
然后雅各在这里讲到是全然的一个顺服，
It's about not just even agreeing, but in everything that I do, I will align myself with what the authority is saying.
我们不单单是要同意，而是我们的全人要全然的去同意顺服权柄所说的。
A lot of times we'll do the things that we have to do, but we won't necessarily agree with it. Right?
很多时候我们去做我们应该要做，但是我们不一定会全然同意，
If
对
I
吧？
tell my son Isaiah to go take out the trash,
如果我的儿子这样跟他说把垃圾拿出去丢，
he may take out the trash,
他可能会拿出
but
去
he will
丢，
grumble all the way from the door to the trash.
他可能会从门口一路抱怨到垃圾车那
He'd
里，
much rather be watching TV or doing something else.
他会宁愿去看电视或去做其他的事
See,
情。
when James talks about this total submission,
当雅各讲到全然的顺服的时
he's
候，
talking about total agreement within our hearts.
他是讲到是我们的心里面全然的
And
同
that's
意。
really one of the key areas when it comes to healing.
但是那就是讲到，当我们谈论到医治时，这是非常关键的一
You
部
know, that
分。
he's not going to force healing on you.
神不会强迫医治到你的生命里，
You need to agree with where he's leading you.
你必须要同意神的带领。
And some of the places and areas that he may bring you throughout this time,
也许透过这段时间，他会带领你经历到一些
it may
部
be
分，
challenging.
他也许会挑战你。
There may be areas that you'd say, oh, I'd rather forget that.
有些时候你可能说我宁愿去
or,
忘记这一
or I
部
don't want
分，
to deal with that.
或甚至我不想要去面对处
But
理。
you know what? If Holy Spirit is bringing these things up,
你知道吗？但是当圣灵如果把这些事情带
the
下，
invitation is to trust Him with where He's leading you.
那个邀请就是能够去相信神他怎么带领你。
Because who knows your heart better than you?
谁比你更认识你的心呢？
He does.
是神。
And He's very gentle in His ways.
神的方式是非常温柔的，
And He's very understanding.
是他也是非常了解的。
And so in part, it's me saying, okay, I'm going to not only follow your lead, but I will come into agreement with where you're leading me.
所以我的部分就是我不单单是要来顺服，也要来同意。
This is why one of the keys in a later session, they'll talk about forgiveness.
还有另外一个关键就是之后我们会讲到饶恕，
Well, I don't feel like forgiving,
我不想要饶
or
恕，
I don't want to forgive.
我不想。
But Lord, you're leading me to a place where I need to forgive.
但是神，你带领我进到我必须要饶恕的地方，
So I have a choice to make.
对，我就必须要做
I
选
can
择。
just forgive with my mouth,
我可以用嘴巴里面就饶恕
but
而已，
disagree with my heart.
然后但是是心里面不
And
同
where does
意。
that lead me?
这是带领我去哪里呢？
It leads me back into the same place that I'm at.
它只是带领我回到
But
原
if
来
I
的
want
地
to
方而
move
已。
forward,
但是如果我要往前跨，
if I want to move into the place of freedom,
但是如果我想要进到那自由里，
it can't just be my mouth.
那不能单单只是从我嘴
It
里
has
出
to be
来，
within my heart.
必须
as well.
从我心里面出来。
And so, Lord, I come under what you're saying.
神，我进到你所说的之下。
I will agree with what you're saying about the area of forgiveness, for example.
举例来说，我就说在这部分我同意你，我要饶恕。
And Lord, whatever I need to do, I will take the steps. Help me to take the steps I need to walk into that freedom.
神帮助我，不论我需要怎么样，帮助我能够跨出那一步。
It's probably the best statement that you can make during this whole healing process.
这是可能在整个医治的过程里面，你可以做的最棒的宣
Is
告。
Lord, help me.
说主啊，来帮助我，
Help me.
帮助我，
I want freedom.
我想要自由
I，can see it.
我可以看
I
见。
don't know how to get there, maybe.
也许我不知道怎么样到达
So
那
Lord,
里，
help me.
但是神帮助我，
Show me the way.
向我来显明那道
And so
路。
in James 4:7 and 8,
所以雅各书4章7到8节，
that aligning ourselves with Him
就是我们来同意神，
brings tremendous clarity.
带下一个极大的清楚
See,
明
when
白
I。align myself with Him,
当我来同意神的时
I
候，
recognize the temptations and the things that the enemy tries to bring against me.
我就可以清楚明白的了解仇敌带下的试探是什么。
And because I've set my heart onto what the Lord is saying,
因为我将我的心定于神所对我
when the
说
enemy
的。
comes my way,
当仇敌来到我的
I
面
can
前的时
resist
候
him.，
我可以去抵挡，
because I've already made a choice.
因为我已经做了选择。
No, this is what the Lord is saying.
这是神所说的，
I need to forgive.
我必须来饶恕。
And so all those other areas,
那这些其他领域
I'm
呢，
going to ignore.
我就要忽视
I'm，going to follow where He's leading me.
我就要跟随神的带领。
And the promise of this, and I love James 4 verse 8, where it says that when we draw near to Him, He draws near to us.
虽然神的应许是喜欢雅各书4章8节讲说，你们亲近神，神就必亲近你们。
Ultimately, that is the place of intimacy.
最终就是亲密关系。
And if we really want to understand what the goal is at the end of this time,
所以我们如果要了解到这段时间里面最终的目标是，
is that you and I would experience more freedom in our intimacy with God.
你我会在与神的亲密关系里面更多的经历到
That
自
means
由
the，freedom to be who God has created you to be,
就是很自由的来做神所创造你的那
without
位，
anything holding you back.
就没有任何事情拦阻了你，
So that's the heart of God.
那就是神的心。
And so His invitation is for us to submit ourselves to Him,
他的邀请就是要你我能够顺服于
to
他，
allow Him to be Lord,
就允许神为神。
and to say, okay, where do you want to take me?
说好，神你要带领我往哪里
I
去
will，follow.
我会来跟随你。
Help me, Lord.
主要来帮助我
I，need you,
我需要你，
but I'm learning to trust in you.
但是我来学习更多的信靠你，
Is that okay?
这样可以吗？
Yeah. God is good.
神是美善的，
And so inside your booklet,
所以在你的手册里
there's an example of a prayer that we call Lordship prayer.
有个那个祷告的范例，我们称为主掌权的祷告。
And at some point, hopefully, in this time, take the time to look at this prayer.
花点时间来看看这个祷
It
告
gives a
词，
lot of different areas, and it's kind of general.
它给你许多不同的领域，有一点一般普遍化。
But as you read this prayer,
当你在读这个祷告词的
there
时
may be
候，
specific things that the Lord may begin to bring up.
也许有一些很明确的事情，神开始把它带领它浮现出来。
And it's important to be willing to submit specific things before the Lord.
所以很重要，能够将这些明确的事情带到神的面前
So
来
I
顺服
encourage
于
you is
神。
that when you look at this prayer,
所以我鼓励你们，当你在看这些祷告词的时
pray it
候，
in your own words.
用你自己的话语来祷
Pray it
告，
with the specific things on your own heart.
在你心里面那些明确事情的祷告出来，
And allow the Lord to lead you.
允许神来带领你。
Amen.
Amen.